Okay, so can we talk about old demons for a minute? So this morning, story time, I felt very convicted, right? Because I've had this ever growing pile of laundry on my couch for ages. Like I can't even remember the last time I got it down to nothing, right? And so yesterday, I told my youngest daughter, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna do laundry, 20 minutes. And you wanna know what I did? I laid down in the bed. So she comes upstairs and she's like, first, can I get in the bed too? And I was like, all right, bet. And she's like, Mommy, aren't you supposed to be doing the laundry? And I said, girl, only God can judge me. And I said, well, I'm gonna do it in a minute. And so a minute passed by. She says, Mommy, you gonna get started on the laundry? Mind you, I just had her and her twin sister doing their laundry in their room, right? Do as I say, not as I do, right? So anyway, I never got to the laundry because then my oldest daughter sends me a text and she's like, I'm ready to be picked up. So I was like, shoot. It looks like I didn't get a chance to do the laundry. Now, is that true? Not really. You and I both know that while I was laying down, I could have been up doing that laundry, right? Now, I started this off by talking about some old demons, right? Because this morning, the Holy Spirit convicted me and gave me like a rewind, right? A rewind on time, because we know time isn't real. We can exist within this moment. And if, like, especially if you've had PTSD, you can exist within this moment and a moment from the past simultaneously, right? And I only say that because I have experienced PTSD, right? I don't speak on things that I don't know personally. If I don't have personal experience with it, I'm not going to speak on it. I'll try to relate. I'll try to hear you out and all those types of things, but I'm not going to speak on it because that's not my portion, right? But anyway, old demons. Now, the Holy Spirit replayed me sitting in my therapist's office. Now, mind you, this was definitely over 10 years ago. Might have been 15, right? Having the exact same conversation with my therapist talking about how I just can't seem to get the laundry done. I just can't seem to get it done. I get it washed because the machine does that for me. But when it comes to folding and putting it away, I just can't seem to get it done. Now, again, let's qualify that I just can't seem to get it done. Let's qualify that. Let's really face ourselves in the mirror and scrub ourselves against the truth, right? Because the truth is, it's not that I can't get it done. It's that I choose not to get it done. It's that I prioritize other things over the laundry. And so then I put myself in a place and space of overwhelm. And then I start to roll it out into resentment because why isn't anybody else helping me do this laundry? Mind you, it's my laundry, y'all. Because literally everyone is responsible for their own, right? Even my 8-year-old twins are responsible for folding and putting away their own laundry. Now, they can't touch the washing machine quite yet, but once I wash the stuff or once a machine washes it, they are responsible for folding and putting it away neatly, right? Now, old demons. I've been talking about this for years upon years upon years. And what the Holy Spirit told me was like, when are you going to battle these demons? When are you going to stop giving them all of your power and authority? Because by saying that I can't do something, it's basically saying, here you go, take the keys to my own personal kingdom, right? When in reality, I have everything that I need to get things done. I just choose not to in order to create a space of victimization, self-victimization, have a self-fulfilling prophecy of my inability to get things done, and then to make myself feel like, oh, I have so much to do. I'm so busy, 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 because that's what the world says we need to be, right? In order to be successful, we need to be booked and busy, which the Holy Spirit is saying, no, that's not necessarily the truth. Like, yes, you may have appointments, you might have things to do, but with organization, proper scheduling, and proper stewarding is what I receive more than anything. Stewardship of your time and your energy and your attention. That is what is going to get things done and get us out from underneath this demon of lack. What I hear is laziness, right? Because I was laying in bed, like literally I was laying down, right? Not to say that rest is not necessary, but when we need to get things done and we don't, we can no longer blame everyone around us. We need to stop and assess the situation from a standpoint of truth within ourselves, because it's so easy to point a finger it's more easy to point a finger at other people than it is to take ownership. So I say all that to say this: what are the old demons that you are currently or still battling? Because odds might be good that is actually something that you can overcome. Because listen, if he brings you to it, he will bring you through it. You already have what you need to get those things done. You're just choosing not to. Now, I hope you feel convicted too, just as much as me. But you know what I always say? These are my moments. It's your life. You're strong. You're powerful. You get to decide. And that's it. Bye.